Hi friends, this is Sarah from Crafting and Relaxing. Welcome. Today I wanted to share an estate sale haul with you. There are all sorts of strategies for us crafters in going to estate sales. You've seen, or garage sales. You've seen my I think it's called the Amazing Garage Sale video. If you haven't seen that, you have to go back and see it. It is legendary. In those situations when you see an ad and it says crafter supplies, da 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 da, then you probably want to get there early, right? You want to get there early, you want to get the best selection. If the prices are too high or you can't carry it all or something, you could always go back. Like the Amazing Garage Sale, I would have gone back to that sale at the end of the day if I wasn't going to leave town. I was heading to the beach, so it was my one shot. But I would have gone back to see if I could clean up. Now, that sale wasn't a great example because the prices were already so low. Negotiating was not the deal. It was just a matter of what you could fit in the car and sanely buy. In this example, my friend Noni, who you've heard about a million times and lives near me, she told me she went to an estate sale and she said they have lots of old books, and she got a mirror or something. I think she got a big frame, for a project. But she didn't say run down there and check it out. She just said there's lots of old books. So for me, my strategy was I waited till Sunday because I don't need anything. And I just wanted to, if there was a value or if I was keeping stuff out of a landfill, maybe helping a nearby neighbor, okay, great. But I didn't need to go down and pay like 50 cents or $1 a piece. Make sense? Sometimes when you go to these garage sales or yard sales, people want like $2 or $3 for every hardback book. And when I see that, I just leave because that's not going to work for me. What I was looking at was the opportunity for making junk journals, having collage supplies, doing altered books. There are a million project ideas. Like if I wanted to use these supplies for like the next few months, I totally could, okay? You know me, I'm going to bounce around a lot. And I sometimes show art journal stuff, but I sometimes focus on cards. I like to do all kinds of stuff in the background, so it just depends. Okay, so let's get moving and I'll show you what I got, and then I'll tell you what I paid for all this stuff. Do you guys remember, if you're a little older maybe, do you remember those round puzzles? I love jigsaw puzzles. Remember those round ones? When I was young, my grandma had them at the family's lake cabin, and I just loved them. And I don't know where they went because I helped clean out that house, and they were gone when I was an adult. So I don't know if my grandma just decided we didn't do puzzles anymore and tossed them. That doesn't sound like her. Or if one of us kids took them home and we've lost track. I don't know. I don't know if all the pieces are here, but just for sentimental, I just bought this. I don't know. And this one's only 55 pieces. There's also, if you're a crafter, puzzle pieces also have amazing opportunity too. You can put them on cards. You can glue them to the cover of journals. You could do all sorts of stuff. This one's so little, I could probably assemble it and glue it to the cover of a journal if I wanted. I don't know, 6 inches. I mean, that's just too cool. There were other puzzles there, and now that I think about it from a craft perspective, I was just looking at the puzzles as puzzles. I probably should have grabbed one. They weren't any that spoke to me, and I've been so busy crafting, I haven't been doing that many puzzles. But sometimes as a crafter, you have to look at potential. So that was silly of me. This is a pocket cookbook. I never saw here's part of the cover. I don't cook. I don't care about recipes. But look at how yellow this paper is. Junk journalers and vintage lovers, people who want to make vintage cards and that kind of thing, they are dying right now looking at this stuff. Got this book. I bought it purely for the pages too. It's not quite as yellow, and it's also really nice to have when you're making an art journal or a collage, different levels. So I wouldn't necessarily use everything from this. I would mix it up. You can do these on cards too. I've seen people make some gorgeous junk journal cards. Just depends on your style. Some people don't appreciate the whole junk journal thing. Depends. I got this book, The Mystery of East Mountain Temple. I bought this book for the size and shape of it, and a little bit for the pages too. I like to have different size fonts, different words. Like if I wanted words to collage on a page, I might cut something out of this. But this also would probably be a good size to do like an altered book or journal. I wanted different sized books for different projects down the road and different sized pages. There were a lot of religious books there, and I just did not feel good about that. I don't know, is that weird? But some things I just can't take and tear up. So I tried to really check the titles and watch that. A Reader's Digest condensed book. The store that you've seen me do videos on near me, Runaway Art Studio, they do amazing classes and projects with Reader's Digest condensed books for a couple of reasons. They're a good size. They're really neat to like open up and cut something out of and collage all over and make them beautiful. In the end, you can't even tell that it's one of these. But also because these aren't like high quality books, and there's a million of them out there. You can get them at garage sales, and then you don't have that guilt of damaging a book. Because some people, like, it took me a long time before I could rip pages out of a book. Here's another book. I don't really know exactly. Some of them I just grabbed, and the color cover doesn't matter because I would probably change it anyway. I might leave part of it. Synonyms, antonyms, and prepositions. I love old dictionaries, and this I thought was awesome because sometimes you want a certain word for a page, and you can come in here and get it, and you can get it in different size fonts. Like, you can go on your art journal pages and put complex, or you could put compromise. So I like to have these. I also just like to tear them up. They're a little bit vintage looking, and again, it would be a good size for an altered journal. This one is completely falling apart already, so it wouldn't be great for an altered journal. Oh, by the way, these things were gross. I'm not going to lie to you. This one has like cobweb stuff in it. It wouldn't be great for an altered journal just because it's so damaged already. It's not, I mean, see, it's bent. This was not a clean sale. It was kind of borderline, and I was dressed to go to a birthday party, so I was kind of wishing I didn't have a nice shirt on because I didn't want the stuff to touch me. I got this one for the pages because it's poetry. Pages of poetry. How cool would that be to make a card with, or for art journal pages? And again, they're vintage looking pages, so you could just collage with them. I mean, this book alone, there's hours of possibility there. Super fun. If you guys see anything in here that you're like, oh my gosh, I just have to have that, or I need a page of that, or I want some, why don't you message me or Instagram me? I stopped and controlled myself. You're gonna have a fit when I tell you what I paid, because I thought this stuff was too heavy to send to my friends that I know love vintage and art journal, right? Like, you have to find it near you because the shipping would be a problem. But if there's a certain thing that you just think, oh my gosh, my friend loves gardening or cookbooks or I don't know, something, you tell me. This is the binding. Illustrated Ready reference book. They had some different encyclopedias. I don't know if that's chewed on or just fell apart. They had some different encyclopedias. I thought this one was super fun because there were lots of coloring. Look at these pages. They are so vintage, and there's color photos. So in this you have big pages you could use for an art journal. You have all sorts of color photos you could collage with. I love maps, and I like to use the different pages. Like, if I make something for somebody, I might use their page. I don't know that I got all the states. I think I have another one. Here we go, right here. So I might have more letters. Volume 3, Volume 2, I don't know. So again, colored vintage photos. Really nice thick paper. Like, we're not making them like that, are we? You could do amazing things with this. I was carrying around like a regular encyclopedia, and then I thought, oh, I think I'd rather have these. Sunset Western Garden Book. If you're a gardener, you know about the modern version. I was surprised by this one. There are color photos of plants, and it's nice and big, so it has all these pages. I could just take these pages as they are, fold them in half, and they could be my pages in my signature for junk journals. Just black and white writing all over them. Super fun. I thought there would be pictures, color pictures. In the newer version, there's color photos of plants. Turns out the old one doesn't have that. But again, this is an example. If you would like, you know, sell your soul to have this book, or it just means the world to you, I don't know, maybe your grandma had this exact book, you just message me on Instagram or email me and we can work it out. I'm not going to like rip these up today. I already had plans for this weekend. And I know some of these are probably valuable, so if that's what you're after, don't bother. If you just wandered through my channel and you're not one of my peeps that is going to enjoy it, Okay, look at this, you guys. Pictorial Encyclopedia of American History. Okay, first of all, I could always learn more. This is volume 14. I didn't see its friends. The font size is cool. It has neat graphics, amazing color, weird stuff. It's like cartoony. I got a lot of different styles at this garage sale. Like, you're going to see that. Like, if you were making different journals, you could make a journal for like a guy and have super cool. And then look at this page. Oh my gosh. And again, all these papers are super, super thick. So instead of like buying mixed media paper, you have these. Macrame hang-ups. I don't know. Like, there was some like vintage 60s, 70s stuff I just couldn't pass up. I was like, I cannot ever see me using this, but maybe somebody would like it. It totally cracked me up, right? And if you have like a vintage lover in your life, I don't know, maybe you want to make macrame. Could I make one of these and hang it in my bus stop in the backyard, or would it just rot out? I don't know. I don't think this is going to be my next project, but I just put it in my stack. As you're starting to guess, probably, it was bulk pricing. The Practical Encyclopedia of Good Decorating and Home Improvement. Again, nice sturdy book, hardbound. When you alter books, sometimes you keep the color of the spine or one section. This one, it's just beautiful, bright red. I really liked it. And look at the pictures. So like with the macrame kind of style, it's telling you how to decorate your house in, let's see, where is it? Maybe we did things differently back then, huh? I don't know, but it's got to be 60s or 70s, right? I mean, come on, look at that photo. Look at that shag carpet. That's crazy. Just, I thought there would be fun stuff in here. And it's really like clean, modern, super fun. Okay, so you can learn how to decorate your house. Then music. Turns out there was a band teacher there looking through some stuff, and she said, oh, these would be great for a beginning band. And I was like, oh, you need to see this other box. So there was so much sheet music, you guys. I couldn't have used it all. And like flashcards I didn't understand, all kinds of stuff. But the band teacher was super excited, so I wanted her to have a lot of it. And again, a lot of it was religious music, and I don't know. Is that weird that I couldn't shred it? Giant pages. Like, can you even see? I think I'm like backed up. Okay, let me get some of this stuff out from under so I can get farther away. Almost 12 by 9. So again, I can make journals and have completely different size and words and collage them. I mean, you can buy scrapbook paper that looks like sheet music, but you can't beat my prices. And to have the real thing is just so fun. And I have a little bit, but I think I've like doubled or tripled my selection now. And I think I might have gotten some in Happy Mail too. Devotional solos for the church and home. Ooh, look at this cover too. The cover's really thick and very, very yellowed. So again, if you wanted to do some kind of collaging and you pull from different sheet music, you're going to get slightly different levels of yellow. And you can always tea dye. Of course, those don't need it. We're going to boogie woogie now. Bounce me, brother. Super, super fun. All kinds of crazy stuff. I just loved the size of the papers. And all three of these, you know, they're nice, big, and they're super, super sturdy. I mean, I think that's usually sheet music is a little bit wobbly, you know. One more thing is sheet music. This is Bach, smaller and thinner. Different level of yellow. Super, super amazing, right? Look at it. And this one is like in perfect shape. You could take this one and turn it into an art journal if you wanted, just work on it. It's sturdy. So I had like vintage, I had 60s kind of vintage, and then I found like the kids books. Look at these. Look at the bright colors. A wall pocket. This is called Things to Make and Do. And, you know, there was probably a book like this when we were little. Okay, we're going to make Indian moccasins, green crepe paper, vegetable dolls, setting for a miniature stage. Oh my gosh, look at that. That is crazy. And then we're going to make little tabs on them. I don't know what I would do with this, but there's so much neat stuff in it. Graphics, big font. I mean, and I don't know, maybe we'll make some projects out of here. We can make a peanut puppet, a dancing clown finger puppet. The other thing about this book that's pretty cool is just the amount of color, right? So you've got a lot of primaries, red, green, blue, light blue, red, and it's grouped. So if you were working on a color and you wanted some pop on a page, you would have it. There's definitely some color in that book. So I thought that was a fun one. It is not in good enough shape to alter. Neither is this one probably. I mean, you know, as far as being your book that you want to hold it together. This one is called Parade of Stories. It's from the same line. So it has all these drawings and sketches, these illustrations of the story. So birds and boats, trains, animals. Super cute. Kid climbing a tree. I mean, just a lot of potential and giant font. Really big font. I like big fonts for my art journals. Does that make sense? Oh, blue bunnies. There we go. That's cute. Was that the Velveteen Rabbit? No way. It was. Look at that. So this must be the Reader's Digest for kids or something. I should read that, see if it's the same. That was a fun one. And then, oh, this last thing. So I know my mom is a Lassie lover. And this thing is in terrible shape, but it is so adorable, you guys. And I think, I'm checking my piles. Yeah, this is the last thing. Lassie and the Shabby Chic. I need to do better about lighting for you guys. There we go. How's that? Okay, I don't know if I made the lighting better or worse. Seems like I made it worse. Also, this is super yellow paper. Lassie and the Shabby Chic by George S. Elric. 1968. This book is, the glue has just completely come undone. I mean, if you look at it, it is falling apart. It's also possible maybe something chewed on it, because this end looks much different than this end. So like for collectors, this thing I'm sure is in way too bad of shape, but it is darling. Look at it. So it has illustrations in color and super yellow pages. All these pictures of Lassie. Oh, and a koala bear. I mean, it is just too cute. So for a Lassie lover, or just for anybody who wants to make a fun little book. And I like that I have some stuff that's cartoony, some that's, you know, 60s retro. There's just a lot of different stuff. Now I'm going to tell you what I paid. And I'm going to tell you what I passed up. I paid $1. When I walked up, there was a sign on the driveway. Nobody was even watching. They were in the backyard relaxing. And there was stuff all over the driveway, the garage, the entire backyard. And it was a big backyard, was full. And it said, $1, all you can carry. And then, these are books and they're heavy. And the lady made it clear to me that it was $1. All I could carry, and feel free to make multiple trips. And I was like, oh no. And that's when I started thinking like shipping to you guys would be too expensive. So I did have to call my husband, and he had to help me a little because I didn't want to carry all these home because I wasn't that close to home. I could have gotten more. I just kind of, you know, when the selection is amazing and you just panic, because they had records there, and I haven't really done craft projects with records, and CDs and cassette tapes and VHS tapes and cases and cases and cases and cases of books. I mean, I probably looked through 20 boxes and then was like, okay, I'm not going to check all the bookshelves, because I was thinking about like the shapes I had already gotten and the different sizes of the pages that I could use for signatures. I definitely should have brought home some more puzzles. I just think that be sure if you're into junk journaling or vintage stuff, you need to go in at the end. Don't bother going at the beginning unless you're looking for something very specific or you're looking for the best selection. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you guys are having a fabulous day. Bye-bye.